It's time once again to play everyone's favorite game, Who Should Win and Who Will Win. SAG edition? Yes, it's the first time we've ever played this edition of the game, but that's because of the self-inflicted implosion of the Golden Globes, which can really be felt during this year's awards season. And I don't think the Golden Globes, quite frankly, are going to recover. So the Critics' Choice and the SAG Awards are fighting to fill that void. And both cover movies and TV, as did the Golden Globes. Well, the Golden Globes still do, but nobody cares. All right, so anyway, SAG's advantage in this fight is that there's an overlap with Academy voters. Many people who are SAG members are also voting for the Oscars. And as the biggest voting bloc in the Academy, they have a lot of sway over categories where everyone votes for the winner, like Best Picture. In other categories, you vote by your trade. So, of course, SAG has a lot to say also with who's going to win Best Actor and Best Actress and Best Supporting and stuff like that at the Oscars. I don't really know how much they line up with the Emmys. But anyway, nobody, though, has been able to predict the Oscars like the Golden Globes has in the past, who have famously and now infamously had their finger on the pulse of the industry, whereas SAG rarely lines up, especially across the board, the way the Golden Globes have in the past. Which is interesting. It kind of makes the Oscars anybody's game this year, and we'll see if that helps increase interest for them, because of course they come so late at the very end of the award season. Although, again, as I said, there aren't any really awards contenders that audiences are excited about this year. So what's going to get anyone to tune in? Tom Holland hosting, maybe? Tom Holland has put his name out there, and I think, he might get just taken up on that offer, because I think that's probably the only thing that's going to get anybody to tune in. So it's crazy, and it would make it would put Tom Holland on such an amazing run. It's incredible. And good for him. He put it out there, and I think that it just might happen. We'll see. We'll see who gets the nod. ABC, who airs the Oscars, is owned by Disney, and they are invested in Tom Holland as he's the MCU Spider-Man. So, usually whoever's broadcasting an awards show wants to promote their own talent. So that's why, Jimmy Kimmel has so often gotten the Oscar hosting gig. So we'll see who gets it. But Tom Holland's, when I first heard it, I was like, because they're not going to nominate Spider-Man for Best Picture. I know some of you were saying that. I think that's not going to happen. But having him host the Oscars fixes that problem and brings everybody in. And some people said that Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire should show up to co-host, or at least maybe show up for a bit. And I bet they would. And that would be incredible. So let's see. It would be a great opening bit. All right, let's go over these. So enough about the Oscars. And we'll be playing this game again for the Oscars, of course, when their nominations come out February. All right, so this is the SAG nominations. Best Picture: Belfast, Coda, Don't Look Up, House of Gucci, and King Richard. I think that Don't Look Up should win, and there's a chance that it will win, because it does. This is, by the way, remember, this isn't for the picture as a whole. This is for the cast of a movie as a whole. So they're really focusing on the acting, which is why I think you see the nominees that you do. And Don't Look Up, fascinatingly, doesn't have any nominees for a single, to recognize a single performance. They're only recognized for the group. So maybe that will help them win. I think they are the strongest ensemble up here. So I think they could win, but I think that don't count out Coda or Belfast, which for some reason are awards darlings this year. I tried to watch Belfast, couldn't get through it. Couldn't get past the first 20 minutes. I'm surprised people are behind that movie the way that they are. I mean, I agree the trailer looked amazing, but I don't think the movie itself delivered. Golden Globe winners, by the way, Power of the Dog and West Side Story, not even nominated. So that's interesting. All right, next up, Best Male Actor in a Leading Role. Javier Bardem for being the Ricardos. I'm a Critics' Choice member. They sent me the most wonderful I Love Lucy cookbook, and it was like the first swag I ever got, where I was like, this does make me feel better about the project. But some people felt I gave that movie a bad review. I gave it a positive review. I gave it a fresh tomato, and on my second viewing, I liked it even more. It's one of my top films of the year. Benedict Cumberbatch for The Power of the Dog. He won the Golden Globe, as did Andrew Garfield in the comedy category. He's nominated here. Will Smith for King Richard, and Denzel Washington for The Tragedy of Macbeth. I really feel that it should be Javier Bardem or Will Smith. I thought both their performances were incredible, with a slight edge to Will Smith. As for who will win, I think it'll be Will Smith. It's really his turn, in my opinion. Or Benedict Cumberbatch. Power of the Dog, really, really I'm a little bit over straight actors playing LGBT roles at this point. I feel it's been done, and I think that the next evolution of those stories is to have LGBT actors play those roles. I know that's something that's, I know that's a tough conversation, and I think it's still very heated, but that's where I stand on it. I with all due respect to Benedict Cumberbatch, who I love. But anyway, I think it'll be, also, I think, Garfield maybe because he won, but I really think it's down, who will win is down between Smith and Benedict Cumberbatch. All right, best female actor in a leading role in a movie. Kristen Stewart, totally snubbed. I'm not surprised. I mean, I didn't watch that movie because I thought the trailer looked so awful. I know people who turned it off. They couldn't get through it. I know some of you really love that movie and support her, but I'm not surprised at all that she's not doing well with the actual awards voters. All right, so Jessica Chastain, The Eyes of Tammy Faye, Olivia Colman, The Lost Daughter, Lady Gaga, House of Gucci, Jennifer Hudson for Respect, and Nicole Kidman for Being the Ricardos. Who should win? I think it's between Kidman and Lady Gaga. And I think that's who it's down between for who will win. I think that Kidman probably will win it. She won the Golden Globe, and Hollywood loves stories about themselves. I tell you that all the time, and I think that Being the Ricardos is a fabulous look at women behind the scenes in entertainment, both as actresses and as producers. It's very, very, very strong, and I think Nicole Kidman did an exceptional job. I didn't like her Lucy within the show, but her Lucille Ball I thought was exceptional. But I also thought Lady Gaga did an incredible job in House of Gucci and carried that entire movie, and I thought her performance was transformative, where you still very much see Nicole Kidman in her role. So I think it's really down between these two. All right, best supporting male actor, Ben Affleck for The Tender Bar, Bradley Cooper for Licorice Pizza, Troy Kotsur for Coda, Jared Leto for House of Gucci. His performance so absurd, I guess it does deserve some recognition. And Jodie Smith-McPhee for The Power of the Dog. Smith-McPhee winning the Golden Globe. I think it's Ben Affleck. It's so nice to see him get the nomination. He's really trying to get back on track after, he was doing so well with Argo and then he got derailed with superhero movies. I think that he's trying to get back on track to being a respected actor and director, and I'm really happy to see him accomplishing that. So very happy to see him get the nomination. I don't think he's going to win, but the nomination is important. I think that I don't really have a horse in this race, to be honest with you, but I think that who will win is probably Jodie Smith-McPhee. Or maybe Troy Kotsur for that performance there. I know people really take to that movie, so don't underestimate anybody from it. All right, best supporting actress in a movie. Catriona Balfe from Belfast, Cate Blanchett from Nightmare Alley, Ariana DeBose from West Side Story, Kirsten Dunst from The Power of the Dog, and Ruth Negga from Passing. Cate Blanchett is the wild card here because she wasn't nominated for the Golden Globes, and you might recall, I think it was the last year, the year before, Emily Blunt was not nominated for another awards show, but won here where she was surprise nominated. So Cate Blanchett could take this. I think that it should be Ariana DeBose for West Side Story. I thought she really made that role her own, even in the intense shadow of Rita Moreno, who's also in the movie again. And she won the Golden Globe. But I think it'll be DeBose or maybe Cate Blanchett. And I thought Cate Blanchett was incredible in Nightmare Alley. That's my favorite movie of the year, and it's getting no love during award season. So maybe people will discover it on streaming, and then maybe the Oscars will remember it. Sometimes the Oscars will do stuff like that. So I would be very happy with her to have a win here as well. All right, then we're going to wrap up the movie section with stunts. And I really here would pick No Time to Die. And I'm not sure who will win here, but I think No Time to Die is my choice because I think it's the most practical stunt work, whereas the others are extremely CGI heavy. And James Bond got thrown around a lot in that movie. They got a lot of good fight scenes there. I thought it was very well done. And so I think for stunt work, when this isn't the VFX category, I think for stunt work, it should be No Time to Die. And kudos to the SAG Awards for even having a stunt category. The Oscars really needs to join them with that. All right, let's hop over to television, where they divide it just like all television, because there's so much TV. TV is always divided, even with the Emmys, into drama and comedy. All right, so best drama series: The Handmaid's Tale, The Morning Show, Squid Game. Look at that picture of Squid Game. It looks so cool. Succession, and Yellowstone. A lot of you are like, hey, Grace, Yellowstone's very popular, and it is very popular. It's very well watched on Paramount Plus. It's a somewhat slightly conservative show. It's a Western from Tyler Sheridan, who did Sicario and a lot of that stuff. So kudos for it getting the nomination. But I think as for who should win, Succession or Squid Game. Those were my two best streaming shows of the year. And I think as for who will win, I think it's also down to those two. Now, Succession won the Golden Globe, and it's an extremely good show, with season 3 being a work of art. A literal work of art. It's incredible. But I think, particularly because this is the Screen Actors Guild, I think they might want to, and Succession, by the way, is an incredible ensemble. And again, this is an award for acting ensembles, not the project as a whole. But I think that the ensemble on Squid Game was impressive, and the SAG voters might want to show support for international actors, and this would be a great place to do that. All right, speaking of that, TV drama male. Now, the acting awards, by the way, are really messed up for television because they don't have a supporting category. So I think you see some actors who really should be in supporting and lead, and I think that's why Selena Gomez didn't get nominated, and I'm very upset about it. All right, so anyway, I think it's extremely unfair that her two male co-stars got nominated and she did not, when she's just as responsible for that show being so good. It's really definitely a three-hander. All right, so Brian Cox for Succession, Billy Crudup from The Morning Show. I love Billy Crudup. Kieran Culkin for Succession, Lee Jung-jae for Squid Game, and Jeremy Strong also for Succession. Yeah, Succession's a good show. Jeremy Strong won the Golden Globe, so he probably will win here, but I actually don't think he should win. I would like it to be Lee Jung-jae for the incredible job that he did on Squid Game. Like, wow, really did an incredible job. And when you see him do interviews in real life, he's nothing like that guy. So he's really a good actor. And then also, I would be happy with Kieran Culkin, who, if you've seen the show, that boardroom sequence where he accidentally texts his father something, you got to see it. Just the look on his face, the way he handles that was so incredible. I was like, wow, Kieran Culkin's a really good actor when I saw that. I think Jeremy Strong just kind of is one note on that show. I mean, an important note, but I think, I think the Lee Jung-jae and Kieran Culkin are doing better, more exciting work. All right. Best Actress on a TV Drama, Jennifer Aniston for The Morning Show, Jung Ho-yeon for Squid Game, Elizabeth Moss for The Handmaid's Tale, Sarah Snook for Succession, and Reese Witherspoon also for The Morning Show. It's a lot. I'm tired of seeing the same names here with Aniston, Witherspoon, and Moss. So I think it should be Snook or Ho-yeon, and I think it's probably, it's probably hopefully down to those two, because I think they both do an incredible job and are crucial to their respective shows. Also, I'll shout out to MJ Rodriguez, who made history winning for Pose over at the Golden Globes, but she's unfortunately not nominated here. All right, next up, TV comedy, best comedy. Oh, what a strong category. The Great, Hacks, The Kominsky Method in its final season. Any show in its final season is always very scary because it's the last chance to nominate it, so it could get wins maybe it doesn't totally deserve. Only Murders in the Building and Ted Lasso. I think this should be down to Hacks and Ted Lasso, and I think it is down to Hacks or Ted Lasso. Hacks has very strong female commentary, which could pull out a win, but Ted Lasso is an incredible show and such a different show for Hollywood today with its positivity. For Only Murders in the Building and The Great, while they have, I don't think, any chance of winning, I think their nominations alone are fabulous and very important to both shows. Both renewed. I'm so excited for third and second seasons, respectively. All right, outstanding performance by a male actor in a comedy series. Michael Douglas for The Kominsky Method, Brett Goldstein for Ted Lasso. Fascinating, because there's no supporting category, to see Goldstein and Sudeikis going up against each other here. Steve Martin and Martin Short, both for Only Murders in the Building, and of course there he is, Jason Sudeikis for Ted Lasso. Who should win? I think it should be Sudeikis, Martin, or Short. And I'm, again, very upset that Selena Gomez isn't nominated. But I think Steve Martin and Martin Short had an incredible return to form on Only Murders in the Building. But I think as to who will win, Sudeikis. He's been winning everything. It's an incredible, career-defining performance. I think he's going to win. The only threat to him is Michael Douglas for The Kominsky Method, as it's the final season, and he's never won the SAG Award for this show, for TV. And I think TV really appreciates seeing an actor like this expand his repertoire and go from movies to television. He's so famously a movie actor. All right, Best Female Actress in a Comedy Series. Another very competitive category. Well, not really. There's a lot of talent here, but Jean Smart should and will win. But her competition is Elle Fanning for The Great, Sandra Oh for The Chair. That should have been Selena Gomez. I didn't like The Chair. I have a lot of respect for Sandra Oh. I think she's a fabulous actress, but that should have been Selena Gomez's spot. Jean Smart for Hacks, Juno Temple for Ted Lasso, and Hannah Waddingham for Ted Lasso. What a shame. Everybody in this category is very talented. I'm swapping in Selena Gomez for Sandra Oh. But there can only be one, and it's Jean Smart, because that's an incredible, incredible show and an incredible performance. Then we have miniseries or television movie, and there's no best television ensemble, unfortunately. They just do the leads here. So White Lotus, I think, would definitely have won for overall ensemble. But anyway, it's gotten representation in both categories. So male lead, you have, or just male actor in any capacity, I guess, on these shows. Murray Bartlett. Isn't that great that he's nominated? I love Murray Bartlett. I've loved him since Looking. I think he's such a talented actor. Murray Bartlett, he's also on The Last of Us now. He's getting more work now. Yes. Oscar Isaac for Scenes from a Marriage, Michael Keaton for Dopesick, Ewan McGregor for Halston, and Evan Peters for Mayor of Easttown. Keaton took the Golden Globe. I think it should be Murray Bartlett, quite frankly. Like, hands down. Like, not even a question. And I love McGregor and Peters, but it should be Murray Bartlett. He should win. And I think it's for who will win. Michael Keaton has the edge because he won the Golden Globe, but I'd really love it to I think the industry loves Murray Bartlett too, so I'd love to, and I think they love The White Lotus, so I'd love for him to win. He wasn't competing with Ewan McGregor at the Emmys because White Lotus I don't think had come out yet, or it wasn't, certainly not in the competition. But, don't underestimate Ewan McGregor for Halston, who won the Emmy for that role. I think he was fabulous, and that was also a really beautiful series. All right, then for a female actor in a television movie or limited series, Jennifer Coolidge, also for The White Lotus, Cynthia Erivo for Genius Aretha, Margaret Qualley for Maid. I've now watched that. It's phenomenal. Jean Smart for Mayor of Easttown, and Kate Winslet for Mayor of Easttown. Look at Jean Smart, double nominee. I think for as to who should win, I think it's down, in my opinion, between Kate Winslet and Margaret Qualley. Incredible. If you have not watched Maid, I know many of you have, but if you haven't, just make yourself do it. It's really good. You'll be glad that you did. And I think that as for who will win, though, it's Kate Winslet. She's been winning, just like Jason Sudeikis. She's just on a winning spree. She's been winning everything. Although, don't underestimate Jennifer Coolidge, who has actually never won a SAG award, and she has actually not won really any awards, but yet she has a really impressive comedy career. It's a little like the Catherine O'Hara situation and why she finally got so many awards for Schitt's Creek. Although Jennifer Coolidge could be coming back for the next season of The White Lotus. She might be one of the few characters to come back for season 2, and they haven't confirmed that yet, perhaps because they don't want to hurt her awards chances. All right, then, and finally, stunts in television. Cobra Kai, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Loki, Mayor of Easttown, and Squid Game. I think I'd go with Squid Game here, because Squid Game had I think there's like less CGI than some of the other shows, although of course that's not the case with Mayor of Easttown and Cobra Kai. But I think Squid Game had all those games, all those competitions, and they did them all so wonderfully, and they were executed really well. I would go with Squid Game for stunts. All right, so that's my ballot for who should win and who will win, and I'm very curious to hear your own thoughts down below, and as well as what you think of this year's awards season so far. Share those thoughts down below, subscribe today, and of course, as always, you can check out some more videos right now.